Well, hello and good morning, and welcome to this week's edition of Coffee Chat with me. Hello, I'm Catherine Oster, and this week I want to chat with you guys about your awareness and who the heck does that belong to. Now, I first heard this concept of who does it belong to like 6, 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago. Hey, good morning. Good morning, live people. Anyway, 8 or 9 years ago. And I got it with my mind. I got that I was aware. Good morning, Roxy. And that my body, what if all of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you are experiencing right now, are feeling right now, are not actually yours? What if it is your body giving you information about the people around you? Good morning, Loretta. Hey, you guys. And that's when I first heard that concept, was like 8 or 9 years ago. And I'm like, okay, that kind of made sense to me because I could see, one of the clearest examples that I got more clarity on back then was when I would just have an amazing day at work and I'd be coming home. And the closer I got to home, I would get angrier and madder and more frustrated. And then I started recognizing well, I just learned about this concept in this foundation class that I took. Who does it belong to? Maybe this isn't even mine. And I'm like, these feelings of that anger, frustration. And I'm like, oh my, maybe these are actually Travis's. So then I'm like, wow, okay, so that gave me so much more freedom right there. But what I could see now is that I was able to actually understand. It kind of made sense to me. Good morning, Jackie Albert. Like it was a bit of a linear thing. Like, oh, it must be Travis's. Okay, cool. What I'm really getting the last couple of months. So carry on with my life. I have that information. It gave me a little more freedom from my thoughts, feelings, and emotions, that they weren't mine, that they could be somebody else's. And the last couple of months, I'm, yeah, who does it belong to, Roxy? Like, I wonder, when you get around a person, is that kind of their energetic vibration, what they have going on? And is that your body telling you that? And the moment you acknowledge that, you get a little more space. Now, fast forward in my life, what I've been getting more these last couple of months is even more how aware we are. That goes beyond what you can see with your eyes, what makes sense to your mind. So I really get that I've always been this aware, but I've actually been having more of these feelings come up more frequently, not in association to anybody or anything that is going on around me. So I'll literally be like doing the dishes and I will just get angry. Like I can just perceive this anger and irritation and frustration come up. And finally, hallelujah, 9 years later, I'm able to actually not fall into the hole of those feelings and kind of then reacting to those feelings with what's going on around me, but actually notice, what is this? What am I aware of right now? And what I've been getting is what I'm aware of a lot of the times the last few months isn't even comprehensible with my mind. I'm actually aware of things going on in the whole world, in other parts of the world or other parts of the country, that are changing. That's what I get, is it's just a really big shift, change going on globally. And for the first time ever, I could actually have peace and be okay with that, with knowing that I am that aware and not having to figure it out. So what I could see in my life before is those anger, those emotions, those feelings would come up, and I would create a reason and a justification in my life of why I would feel that way. So I would create a problem with Travis. Oh, well, he did this and blah, blah, blah. Or I would like start something with him. Or I would create a problem with my kids. You know, they're not listening and they're being too loud. Or I would create a problem with my horse. Those were my three main problem areas that I would kind of blame everything on. Blame my awareness essentially on them. But what I've really worked on this last year with myself is I don't like that wasn't fun for me anymore. I didn't enjoy having these petty little problems with my kids or my husband or my horse. I actually just want to enjoy being with them. So and I can't tell you how I did it, but honestly, over the last 9 years, I have been getting my bars ran. So get your bars ran. I have done a lot of foundation classes, and I have really gotten present with myself and what is going on around me, and really asked a lot of questions and trusted the light and heavy. So honestly, I can say right now, I don't have any problems like with my kids, with my husband, with my horse. Like everything is great, and things will come up. But they can be, I'm able to like change the energy and not go into the emotions of anger and frustration. And so I'm doing dishes. So the last couple of months, I'm like, okay, I don't have a problem. It's not Travis. It's not my kids. It's not my horse. That is all good. Like I'm happy. I'm at peace with those things right now. So what is this feeling right now that I'm aware of? Like, what is this? And that's when I got to, well, I can't even understand exactly what I'm aware of right now, but I'm aware that something is changing. And so, okay, cool. How much more space can I be with to have ease with this change? I finally given up having to understand it. Because when I was trying to understand it before, I tried to make it make sense to me in my life right now, and it doesn't. Your awareness is so, you're just so aware. That's all I can say. You're just so aware. Now, another thing that actually would show up for me before, like 5 years ago, maybe even less than that, even 3 years ago, it would still show up, but I would get like this pain in my lower back and in my hip. And it actually, the first time I got it when I was probably 16. And it would always come up in my life starting when I was 16 till I finally been able to totally shift it the last 3 years. So I've lived with this a long time, where it would go away and then I would it wasn't even related to what I would do. I would literally bend over and pick something up, and then all of a sudden my back would go and I couldn't, like I would be in intense pain and back spasms. And even when I was getting facilitated from another facilitator, like, yes, I'm aware. No, this isn't even mine, but it feels like it freaking feels like it was mine, because it was like, if this isn't even mine, how is it causing me so much pain? And I still can't tell you what it is, but I can tell you that I can change it now. So before I would go to, well, I must have done this, and I guess I'm not doing my stretches, so my muscles got tight, and that's what it does. And I would like really try to reason and justify why this pain would be showing up in my back. And then I've also been honoring myself way more the last couple of years than I ever have before. Honoring myself by getting regular massages, even if I don't need them. Looking after my body. Good morning, Colleen. Even more. So I'm making myself a priority more in my life than I ever have before. So it hasn't really came up. But again, last week, I was doing the dishes. That's funny how it comes up when I'm doing the dishes. And so I'm not bending over. I'm not and I can perceive the intensity starting. And I'm like, this is interesting. Wow, I actually wonder what this really is. I could actually ask that question. And I wonder how I can change this. And, with those questions. And lo and behold, I didn't take any painkillers. It didn't bother me that much. It was getting my attention. But every time I would perceive the pain, I would ask a question. What is this really, body? Asking my body to show me what it was aware of. And within the day, it literally went away. It was gone. I woke up the next morning, it wasn't even there. Do I know exactly what it was? No, not really. I do get that it was maybe a little bit of a connection with the earth and with other bodies. Is something with that, but I don't know. I'm finally willing to not have to know beyond that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, whatever it is, my body and I facilitated some energy, and how does it get better than that? So my key takeaway points are you are more aware than you could ever. What if, I don't want to tell you, I want to ask you a question. What if you are more aware than you could ever imagine possible? What if those thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are coming up so strongly for you are not relative to you? What if you're aware of a global change, a shift, and when you can ask the question and then energetically expand out your being, maybe, just maybe, you'll start to have more ease with that. Rather than going into trying to make sense of what this is for you. Asking the question. And that's that. I can't believe I'm finally getting it even more after 9 years. And get your bars read. I mean, the bars is such a gift to release of all the energetic baggage you're carrying around. It's such a gift to your body. It can lighten you up and give you more space. So that. And if you have taken a bars class, but maybe you don't have somebody to run your bars or trade with, you can run them yourself. You have your head chart. You can put your fingers on the points and go from there. Okay, so that is my coffee chat for today. Thank you so much for joining me live. I wish you guys an amazing day, and you're welcome, Loretta. And I wonder where and when I'll get to see some of you soon. Okay, bye-bye for now.